Morning and welcome to English Lessons on Iman TV. And today's lessons, as usual, we're going to start our lesson with a review and practice of words. And then that's an exercise that I have, which is filling in the blank. I will give you a word, and then I have four answers for you: A, B, C, D. One of them is the best answer, and I want you to find out the correct one. And then after that, we're going to have a grammar lesson, and we're going to review parts of speech that we did, which was the nouns, verbs, adjectives. So we're going to look at that, and I'll give you a lot of practice in that part. And then finally, we will have listening comprehension. I will teach you some new words, and then I will read a passage, and I will use those words in the context of a paragraph and a story, and then you will answer questions about it. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز با تمرین و پرکتیس لغات شروع میکنیم. بعدا یک درس گرامری داریم و دو درس گرامری به اصطلاح انگلیسی parts of speech تکرار و تمرین میکنیم و بعدا یک درس listening comprehension است، به این معنا که ما یک پاراگراف خدمت شما قرائت میکنم و بعدا شما سوالا را راجع به پاراگراف جواب میگین. بیاین که درس خود با تکرار و تمرین لغات شروع بکنیم. درس ما البته filling in the blank است. ما برای شما گفتم که ABC متاسفانه طور نیست. ما یک لغات برای شما دارم و توقع ما شما است که این لغات شما دمی خالیگاه هایی که ترتیب شده استفاده بکنید و معنای لغات به اصطلاح جمله را معنادار بسازید. پیش از این که این اکسرسایز پیش بریم، لطفاً بعد از ما تکرار بکنید. Please repeat after me together, and please say it loud enough that you can hear what you're saying, okay? Please repeat. Efficient, efficient. Pretend, pretend. Confidential, confidential. Imaginary, imaginary. Employees, employees. Employer, employer. Persuade, persuade. Tapping, tapping. ما شما این لغات ها را تقریبا 3-4 ماه پیش به ارتباط یک داستان خوانده بودیم. So if you have forgotten the meaning of this, let me tell you the meaning just in case you have forgotten it. Efficient means that somebody, it is an adjective, someone who doesn't waste his time on the job. So you say that I'm a very efficient worker. Means what? I don't waste my time on the job. Pretend means what? Act. Okay? Confidential means something what? Secret. Imaginary means what? Unreal, not real. Employees means workers. People that they work in a company, they are called employees. Employer is the company or a person who hires and gives job to other people. Persuade means encourage, and tapping means hitting on something. And then let's read the sentences and see if you can find the correct answer for it. Sentence number 1. My boss always blank that is very busy. One of these words will correctly complete this sentence. I want you to find that word and put it here. And I'll give you a few minutes. I will read the sentences first. I give you time, and then we'll go over it, and I will provide you with the correct answers. Number 2. Our new receptionist is not very blank. She wastes a lot of time talking on the phone to her relatives. Remember, a few minutes ago I told you there is a word on this list. That what is the word for a person who wastes his or her time on the job? So a receptionist is supposed to do the company's work. But this person is what? Calling people and talking to them as friends and relatives. She basically wastes the company's time. She is not what? Find the word and put it there. Sentence number 3. Please tell the children to stop on their desk. Stop what? You need a verb here. Look at this list of words and see which one is a verb. There are verbs, there are nouns, and there are adjectives. For this one, please tell the children to stop what? So they stop doing something. What is that thing that people can do on their desks? Okay, let's go to sentence number 4. Mr. Jones and Jenny had many meetings. What kind of meetings? Here you need an adjective. Remember, adjective is a word that we studied, we're going to practice in a few minutes, that tells you something about a noun. The noun is what? Meetings here. But what kind of meetings? A word is here. Probably 2 words could fit, but whichever one you choose will work. But you need an adjective here. Number 5. It is an blank story. It's not real. What's another word for unreal? The word is up there, and I told you a few minutes ago what the word is. Number 6. Please blank these students to get their degrees. So what do you tell the students to do their degrees, to get their degrees? There is a word on that list, and I want you to find the word and use it there. Sentence number 7. Who is Umayd's blank? Umayd works for Iman TV. He is our production manager. What do you call a person, the company that hires people? Umayd works for a company. What do you call that in English? And I give you 2 words. One is the one who works. The other one is the one that gives work. So I want you to find the name that what? Or the word that means that gives work. What do you call that? Number 8. McDonald's laid off a lot of it is what? Put the word there. And it should mean workers. So which word on that list means workers? Because you lay off workers. So now let's go, and now I'm going to provide you with the meaning of these words. I mean with the answers with these sentences. And let's see if your answer and my answer match. But before we do that, let's repeat these words one more time. Please repeat after me together, and please say it loud enough that you can hear what you're saying. Please repeat. Efficient, efficient, pretend, pretend, confidential, confidential, imaginary, imaginary, employees, employees, employer, employer, persuade, persuade, tapping, tapping. Again, these words were in one of the stories I read to you about 3 months ago. So this is an excuse for me to help you review the words. I hope you remember the words. Number 1, my boss always that is very busy. Which word from this list will correctly complete the sentence? The word is pretends. Pretends. Pretends in Farsi means wanamud kardan. Okay? Somebody who shows it, that what? He's very busy. My boss always pretends that he's busy means what? He's not really busy, but he acts like he's busy. Okay? He pretends. Okay? Sometimes people are not sick, but they pretend to be sick. They act like a sick person, but they're not. So if somebody's not honest, and then he does what? He pretends. So please repeat. Pretend. Pretend. Again, the Farsi word for that is what? Wanamud kardan. In English, the word is pretend. A simpler word is what? Act. Okay, you act like something. Number 2, our new receptionist is not very what? She wastes a lot of time talking on the phone to her relatives. So what do you call a person who wastes his or her time on the job? Doesn't do the job. She's paid to do the company's job, but she doesn't do that. Instead, she talks to her friends and relatives. So she's not what? Which word is the best word here? What's your answer? Well, let me show you my answer. The correct answer is efficient. Efficient means what? Somebody, if you say that I'm very efficient, means what? I don't waste my time on the job. My brother is very efficient, means what? He doesn't waste his time on the job. So that person is called efficient. یعنی efficient با کسی گفته میشه که وقت خدا به اصطلاح ضایع نکنه، وقت کمپانی رو ضایع نکنه. یعنی اون کار یک بارش سپرده شده انجام بده به وقتش، وقت خود به دیگه چیزا ضایع نکنه، اون نفر efficient میگن. وقتی که با اینترویو جاب میرین، یکی از صفاتی که برای خود میتونین بگویین نیست که I'm a very efficient worker. Means what? I'm a worker who doesn't waste his time on the job. Please say the word one more time. Efficient. Efficient. Somebody who doesn't waste his time on the job. Number 3. Please tell the children to stop blank on their desks. Doing what? So the children are doing something. You tell them to stop it. And that is what? The word is tapping. Tapping means hitting. Like if I hit on the table, that is tapping. Okay? So you hit on something. You tap on a door, you tap on a chair or a table, and that makes noise, and sometimes it's annoying. So tapping on the desks. So let me read these sentences with correct completion. My boss always pretends that he is very busy. Our new receptionist is not very efficient. She wastes a lot of time talking on the phone to her relatives. Please tell the children to stop tapping on their desks. Now let's go to the next page. Sentence number 4. Mr. Jones and Jenny had many what meetings? What kind of meetings? There are 2 words that could work. You could say they had many efficient meetings. Means what? Meetings that they did not waste any time. They start the meeting on time, they talked about what they were supposed to talk, and then they stopped it. But if you use efficient, you're right. But another one is what? But we use efficient in another sentence. So another word that you could use here is what? Mr. Jones and Jenny had many confidential meetings. Means secret meetings. They met with each other, but they didn't want other people to know that they met. Okay? Confidential, something that you don't want people to know that you did, that you met. That's called confidential. یعنی یک چیزی که به اصطلاح یک ملاقات رو که شما از دیگه پنهان میکنین با دیگه او رو اطلاع نمیدین، او رو به نام confidential میگن. Confidential meeting, confidential letter. Number 5. It is a story. It is not real. It is what kind of a story? What is another word for not real? Unreal. I told you that, and that word is what? The word for that sentence is imaginary. Imaginary means what? Something is in someone's head, not real. Imaginary meetings or imaginary games. It is an imaginary story. It's not real. So the story is what? Imaginary, not real. It didn't really happen, but somebody sits down and writes it. Many stories are what? Imaginaries. The writers create stories. Imaginary. In imaginary در فارسی ما شما یک چیز تخیلی رو میگن. یک داستان تخیلی است. اکثر داستان‌هایی که اکثرش نه تمامش اکثر داستان‌هایی که نویسنده‌ها نوشته میکنن این یک چیز تخیلی است. It's an imaginary story. Okay? Another word for this is what? Fiction. Imaginary stories, a fiction. تخیلی است. Just somebody creates it. Number 6. Please these students to get their degrees. Now, please what? You could say other words, but there is one word here that best completes the sentence, and that's what? Please persuade these students to get their degrees. Persuade با فارسی معنای تشویق کردن معنی میده. یعنی این شاگردا را تشویق بکنین که همو درجه که از کالج است دیگری خود بگیرن. So you persuade somebody. یک نفر تشویق میکنین. Let me read these sentences with correct completion, and then you will go to the next page. Sentence number 4. Mrs. Jones and Jenny had many confidential meetings. یعنی اینا ملاقات مخفیانه داشتن. یعنی confidential به معنای مخفی است. به لغت فارسی یک لغتش مخفی است، یک چیزی که مخفی باشه. نمیخواین با کس دیگه بگوین، میگین confidential meeting، مجلس مخفی. confidential letter، مکتوب مخفی. confidential telephone call، تلفن مخفی. چیزی که نمیخواین به اصطلاح دیگه به اصطلاح فارسی عامیانه پت میکنین، او را confidential میگن. Number 5. It's an imaginary story. It's not real. Number 6. Please persuade these students to get their degrees. Another word in English that means persuade is encourage. Please encourage these students to get their degrees. Let's go to the next page and do the last 2 sentences. Who is Umaid's blank? What did you put here? Umaid works for Iman TV. He's our production engineer. Okay. He is a production engineer at Iman TV. So what do you call a person who works for a company? The correct word is? Well, actually, this is, what do you call a company that gives job to somebody? So the correct answer for the question number 7 is what? Who is Umaid's employer? Umaid works for Iman TV. So Iman TV is what? Umaid's employer. So if a company gives you the job, that company is what? The employer. And the person who works there is like number 8. McDonald's laid off a lot of, it is what? Employees. Employ, employer, employees. Employ means what? It's the verb. Give job to somebody. Employer, the company, or the person who hires someone. An employee is the worker. So another word for the employee is what? Worker. Let me read the last 2 sentences for you. Who is Umaid's employer? Umaid works for Iman TV. He is our production engineer. Number 8. McDonald's laid off a lot of its employees. Now, before we leave the vocabulary review in part, let's review these words one more time. Please repeat after me together, and I'll try to also provide you after the review the meaning of these words. So please repeat after me together. And please say it loud enough that you can hear what you're saying. لطفاً بعد از من تکرار بکنین و لطفاً همین کلمات با اندازه بلند بگوین که خود شما بشنوین، یعنی یک کمک بلندتر بگوین. Okay? Please repeat. Efficient. Efficient. Pretend. Pretend. Confidential. Confidential. Imaginary. Imaginary. Employees. Employees. Employer. Employer. Persuade. Tapping. Tapping. Efficient. Someone who doesn't waste his time on the job. یعنی کسی که به ارتباط یک شخص اگه استفاده شود، کسی که وقت خود را در کار ضایع نمیکنه. is an efficient worker. Pretend به معنای وانمود کردن است یا act. Confidential به معنای مخفی یا secret. Imaginary به معنای unreal، لغت دیگهش unreal است یا یک چیز تخیلی رو میگن. Employees به معنای کارکنان، این جمعش است و کسی که یک نفر باشه، کسی که در یک کمپانی کار میکنه، کارکن و کارکنان جمعش. و employer همون کمپانی است که یک نفر هایر میکنه. Persuade به معنای تشویق کردن یا encourage و tapping به معنای you tap on the table, you hit or you knock on a door, that's called tapping. Now let's move to the next part. Our next part is adjectives and nouns. So we're going to see how we can use nouns as adjectives. Remember, we said adjective come before a noun. So if you put 2 nouns side by side, the first noun becomes the adjective for the second one. اگر به خاطر داشته باشین، ما اینو تکرار میکنم برای شما که گفتیم که صفت یک کلمه است که راجع به یک اسم بر شما معلومات میده. و اگر شما دو اسم پهلو و پهلو در انگلیسی بگذارین، اسم اول امو وظیفه صفت پیدا میکنه، یعنی راجع به اسم دوم بر شما معلومات میده. So let's look at this. When one noun is used in front of another noun, the first noun functions as an adjective. همین موضوعی است که من به شما فارسی گفتم. به طور مثال Tim likes his grammar book. What kind of a book? Grammar book. Not his reading book, not his writing book, not his pronunciation book, but grammar book. اما به خاطر داشته باشید که grammar هم یک اسم است و book هم یک اسم است. وقتی که شما در انگلیسی دو اسم پهلو با پهلو میگذارین، اسم اول به حیث صفت استعمال میشه. Okay? So grammar book. When a noun is used as an adjective, it is singular in form. یعنی در صورتی که شما دو اسم پهلو با پهلو بگذارین و اسم اول به حیث صفت استفاده بکنین، در صورت است که او چون وظیفه صفت میگیره یا شکل صفت میگیره، به اون خاطر است که شکل جمع نداره، یعنی او شما اس یا اس اضافه کردن نمیتونین. اما اسم دوم میتونه که جمع باشه یا مفرد. So you could say grammar books, you could say bookstore, but you cannot say bookstore, but you have to say what? Bookstore or bookstores. Flower garden or flower gardens. When one noun modifies another noun, the stress is on the first noun. وقتی که دو اسم پهلو با پهلو میگذارین و اسم اول باعث صفت استعمال میکنین، اما به اصطلاح فشار صدا زیادتر سر اسم اول است. مثلا grammar book، اما وقتی که پهلو با پهلو میگذارین میگین چی؟ grammar book، یعنی استرس سر اسم اول میاد. grammar book، نمیگین grammar book. You have to say what? Grammar book. This is a grammar book. Okay? یا مثلا میگین که flower garden. See? Flower garden. So you put more stress on the first noun. Okay? So these are the rules. این قواعد و اصول استفاده اسم اول با اسم adjective یا صفت در انگلیسی. Now let's practice this in sentences. So I'm going to give you some sentences and I want you to kind of convert the sentence in a way that you change the first noun to an adjective. The nouns in the following sentences have been underlined. Use the noun in the first sentence as an adjective for the second sentence. For example, this book is about conversation. It is a conversation book. به این معنی که ما بر شما یک جمله را میتونم و در این جمله دو ناون یا اسم است. دو اسم ما اندرلاین کردیم. توقع ما شما است که شما یکی از این اسما را باعث صفت به خاطر اسم دیگه استعمال بکنید. مثالش است که this book is about conversation، یعنی کتاب راجع به محاوره است. کتاب book و محاوره اردویش چیز؟ اردویش اسم است، نام است. اما شما میتونید تبدیل بکنید که it is a conversation book. So when you say it's a conversation book، این حال conversation در جمله اول چی بود؟ نام بود، اما در جمله دوم چون پیش از book میآید، ای باعث صفت استعمال میشه. Okay? So you say this is a conversation book. So book is a noun, but conversation is what? An adjective. Remember, last week I told you an adjective is a word that tells you something about a noun. In other words, an adjective answers the question of what kind. Remember, adjective answers the question of what kind. So what kind of a book? A conversation book. So conversation becomes what? The adjective. So let's look at these sentences. John's garden as vegetables. It is a what? Number 2. This lesson is on television. It is a what? The book is about grammar. It's a what? So you need to complete the sentences. So I'm going to give you a few minutes for this. So let's now look of how much you could do this. So again, this book is about two nouns. This is a conversation book. Now, John's garden as vegetables. It is a what? The correct answer is it's a vegetable garden. It's a vegetable garden. یعنی که یک باغ سبزیجات است به اصطلاح، یک فارم سبزیجات است. So سبزیجات vegetable becomes what? The adjective for garden. در جمله اول John's garden as vegetables، یعنی که garden هم noun است و vegetables هم noun است. و توجه بکنید که vegetables به شکل plural یا جمع استفاده شده، لکن وقتی که adjective میسازین یا صفت میسازین در اون صورت است که اسمش از بین میره، میگن که it's a vegetable garden، یعنی یک فرم چیز، یک فرم vegetables. و جمله دوم this lesson is on television. It is a what? The correct answer is put one in front of the other one. The answer is it's a television lesson. It's a television lesson. یعنی یک درس تلویزیونی است. در جمله اول this listen is a noun, is on television. Television is a noun. But when you put it together, it becomes what? It is a television lesson. یعنی یک درس تلویزیونی است. So تلویزیون به تلویزیونی تبدیل میشه. و در فارسی وقتی که ای رو زیاد میکنیم باز اوقات کلمه میتونه که صفت شود. Number 3. The book is about grammar. See, book is a noun. Grammar is a noun. Then you make it what? It is a grammar book. It is a grammar book. So let me read these sentences with correct completion. John's garden as vegetables. It's a vegetable garden. This lesson is on television. It is a television lesson. Number 3. The book is about grammar. It's a grammar book. Sentence number 4. The soup as beans. It is a what? Tim made plans for his vacation. Tim made his what? The lesson was about geography. It is a what? The factory makes bicycles. It is a what? Jay reads many articles in newspapers. He reads what? The camps are in the mountain. They are what? His garden as fruit. It is a what? So now let's see what the answers are. The soup as beans. soup میفهمین که معناش شورواست یا شوربا در شکل کتابیش و لوبیا معناش بینز است. یعنی این سوپ به اصطلاح لوبیا داره. یعنی این شما با ادجکتیو که تبدیل میکنین که یعنی میگین که سوپ لوبیاست. باید ذکر بکنم که در انگلیسی صفت پیش از اسم میاد، اما در فارسی و شما یا بدری اسم پیش از صفت میاد. به اون خاطر است که کمک فرق داره، کمک نه که زیاد فرق داره و این باز اوقات آدم مخشوش میشه. So the soup is beans. This is a bean soup. See, beans که اس داره او از بین میره بین میشه. به خاطر که وقتی که ما با صفت استعمال میکنیم یک اسم باید او شکل چی رو داشته باشه، شکل مفرد داشته باشه. So it is bean soup، یعنی سوپ لوبیاست. اما در انگلیسی میگیم bean soup. bean پیش از لوبیا میاد، پیش از سوپ میاد. Tim made plans for his vacation. Tim's made is vacation plan. یعنی پلان امو تفریح خود درست کرده، پلان رخصتی خود درست کرده. Vacation plan. The lesson was about geography. It is a geography lesson. What kind of a lesson? Geography lesson. Geography به فارسی هم یک ترجمه به اصطلاح تلفظش بسیار نزدیک است. در فارسی ما شما جغرافیا میگیم. The lesson was about geography. درس راجع به جغرافیا بود. So این یک درس جغرافیایی است. So جغرافیا becomes جغرافیایی. It becomes what? یا درس جغرافیا میگه میتونه که جغرافیایی نگوییم، جغرافیا بگوییم. و این صفت استفاده میشه. The factory makes bicycles. It is bicycle factory. یعنی یک فابریکه بایسیکل سازی است یا فابریکه بایسیکل. Bicycle factory. Jay reads many articles in newspapers. He reads newspaper articles. Article در این جمله معنیش است که جی نام یک شخص است. Reads many articles in newspaper. یعنی امی معلوماتی که در اخبار است این به نام آرتیکل، مقاله میگیم به اصطلاح. این مقالات در روزنامه ها میخوانه. پس he reads newspaper articles. یعنی که این مقالات اخبار میخوانه. Number 9, the camps are in the mountain. They are mountain camps. یعنی کمپای کوستن یا کمپای کویستن. Its garden has fruit in it. It's a fruit garden. یعنی یک باغ میوه‌جات است. So that's how it works. The soup as beans. It is bean soup. Tim plans for his vacation. Tim made his vacation plan. Or plans. یعنی توجه بکنین که وقتی که میگیم plans او شکل جمع است. وقتی میگیم vacation plans plans میتونه که اس داشته باشه اما vacation نمیتونه اس داشته باشه. The lesson was about geography. It's a geography lesson. The factory makes bicycles. It's a bicycle factory. Jay reads many articles in newspaper. He reads newspaper articles. The camps are in the mountain. They are mountain camps. His garden has fruit. It is a fruit garden. And so the main thing is that what? That we can put two nouns side by side. When you put two nouns side by side, the first noun becomes the adjective for the second one. Now I'd planned a lot more for you, but unfortunately we don't have time. I have to stop here and I will take this lesson from here next week. بیننده های بسیار محترم تلویزیون ایمان، درس امروز ما به اینجا به پایان رسید. تا هفته آینده شما را به خداوند متعال میسپارم. تشکر.